had written a story with, you know, more kind of a character arc and multiple characters, but it didn't seem to quite, you know, work. It seemed to conflict somewhat with the concept that we're going with and kind of the sound gimmick that we were doing. So after people read it in our group, we just decided to kind of, you know, simplify and just make it something that was more accessible to people without having to, you know, worry about the story and multiple characters and stuff like that.
For our lead actress, I had actually met Becca in an audition for my first feature-length film. She was one of the, she was an actress that I liked straight away, and she just didn't quite fit that part. And I had called her in for several other auditions because I'm also a casting director on the side. Again, just all these parts that just barely did not fit her, and finally this part came around, and she is Harper. She's a dancer. She likes, I don't know, she's just super cute. So she just fit the role perfectly. So whenever we came up with the concept, I said, I know exactly who we need to pull.
So the basic gimmick, or the basic idea being like this character hears different sounds for normal things, but not everything can be different. Not everything can be like changed. So we had to like really pinpoint like, oh, this sound should be different, but this sound should be the same. That way the audience can still feel grounded in reality. That's the director.
Yeah, he's the man right there.
He's actually wearing the same shirt today. He just got back.
The concept for this film, Harper's Song, came from something our DP actually came up, Kwan. We had met just to talk about different ideas that we could do for this festival, and one of the things he came up was with someone that woke up and all the sounds that you normally hear were replaced with something odd.
We used the Blackmagic pocket camera, which was really useful because we shot in such a close quarter, small area. And the ability to shoot raw helped a lot in pushing the image, because another thing that we talked about during the meeting was it kind of had that cartoony feel to it, and having the colors pop and just be really vibrant like a cartoon was kind of what I had in mind.
Is that what you want?
Yes. On set, it was my first time working with an animal actor, Loki. We actually couldn't get a shot of him during the shooting days. We had to set aside an extra more than half a day just to get like a 2 or 3 second reaction shot from him. And I think we ended up with a total of like 20 to 25 minutes of footage just to extract that 2 second.
But it was like, it was raw footage too, so right. That was like 80 gigs or something?
So one of the people, as part of our little crew, has this super cute pink house. So again, we're going with this sort of Wes Anderson sort of theme, but then also we had talked a lot about colors and how important the colors would be in the film. And so Harper needs to live in a cute little pink house. I mean, it just makes sense.
We both worked on, you know, recording new sound effects and Foley, and it was really challenging because it's like replacing stuff that you normally hear with sounds that don't really make sense, but have to somewhat like in movement and like dynamics like feel the same. So Corey was the Foley artist pretty much. I just, you know, recorded the sound, but yeah, there was times where he was using like, you know, a baby swaddle blanket as, you know, the Foley sounds for
the swaddle had like a really nice tone. The swaddle, like, I don't know why it was, but like the texture of it,
right.
Like, and like I think you had this like shirt, like it was better than any other shirt for some reason.
Right, yeah.
But the most challenging one, in my opinion, was the nose blowing, because I went on to Pond 5 and we found some nice sound effects that we bought, but they were like, the nose blowing is for the sync, so when the sync turns on, we needed like 3.5 or 4 seconds of like nose blowing.
Yeah,
but
no
all
one
of the
does that.
Yeah, nobody blows their nose for that long apparently.
Right, yeah.
So we bought, I think we bought like 3 or 4 that were all 1.5 seconds, and those were good at the front and the back, but we needed like the whole like sound.
Right. And so Corey had the great idea of like, you know, we need something like
juicy,
gelatinous to like, you know, get
viscous.
that, yeah, to get that sound. And so we got some jelly from the refrigerator and also some ketchup. And
Heinz 57.
He decided to go with the ketchup, I guess, because I don't know, you don't like sweets or something.
No,
but,
yeah. It was too. The jelly was really cold.
So,
the ketchup felt more at home.
So yeah, for about 10 minutes he shoved ketchup in his nose and blew it into his hands pretty much to get that kind of final like juicy sound. So one of the great examples of the sounds that Ken was talking about replacing was toothbrushing.
The tooth, yeah.
Yeah, and he wanted to replace it with a violin.
Yeah, so it's like
the same motion to it. We were trying to make this tree like look like it's blowing in the wind, and we're failing miserably. One of the other set issues we're having, besides, you know, trying to direct this difficult like sound concept and the story and everything, is that my wife was 39 weeks pregnant, I think, at the time, and it was kind of looming over me and really the set, because, you know, everyone knew at any moment I might have to, you know, leave to the hospital.
We all sort of had this backup plan of, if Andy has to leave, we just have to keep going.
My wife was having contractions on Sunday, the second day of shooting, but luckily the baby didn't come until about 10:30 that night, right after we had wrapped and I got home and unloaded all the equipment, is when her contractions started coming regular, and we're at the hospital about 2 a.m. and about 1:30 the next day we had a baby boy, so it turned out great. I have a 2.5-year-old now, and she loves the movie. It's like her favorite movie. She's always asking me to watch it, so it seems like on all fronts it's kind of turned out to be, you know, everything's just fallen into place. It's been a real blast, a real perfect production as far as I'm concerned.
I like Harper song.
It was just really cool to do this contest, to have kind of a goal in mind, and get people together with the same goal to make this movie. And yeah, just, you know, thanks to Rowan to put on this contest that, you know, got us all together to make it, because who knows if it would have ever happened otherwise. So thank you, Road.